Hi, and welcome to day 2 of the Confident Mormon Woman Challenge. I am so excited that you are here. I hope you were able to do the homework for day 1 and learn a lot about yourself, the things that you really want. Today for day 2, we are going to talk about saboteurs and gremlins. You may be saying, what is a saboteur or a gremlin? I don't know. I've heard that term, but I have no idea what it is. So in order to get to that, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had a goal, something that you wanted to accomplish that was pretty big, and you were so excited about doing it, and all of a sudden you heard this little voice inside of your head that says, I don't think that will work. I don't think you can do that. I think you're too old. I think you're too young. I don't think you have enough experience. Why do you think you can even do that? What is giving you that idea? Those little voices inside of your head that kind of, battle with your real self, those are saboteurs and gremlins. Those are the things that their goal is to keep you safe. They just don't know when to stop. So today we're going to talk about what we can do, recognizing your saboteur, and what you can do about that to keep it from holding you back. And in order to kind of explain it a little bit, I want to share a little with you about my saboteur. I'm a real visual person, and so this, for me, it's very beneficial, and hopefully for some of you it might be as well. My saboteur, well, when I start getting those feelings, those voices, I can get physically sick, and my stomach, it's just tied up in knots, and I just feel like the life is getting sucked right out of me, literally right out of me. I just feel there's so much constriction there. So my saboteur is an octopus, because I feel all of those 8 tentacles just going around and around me, and just as it tightens and tightens and tightens, and just constricts everything out of me, and I just physically get sick, and I can just feel it compressing and compressing. I'm like, no, and I get so down, and that is not where I want to be. So what I have done is, when I start feeling those tentacles constrict around my body, I stand up like Wonder Woman or Superman, and I just throw them back. And then I take all of those tentacles and I just tie them in a big knot, and I throw it as far as I can into the ocean. Now, I live in Arizona, so it's a long throw to the ocean, and I know that he will never be away. I know there will always be part of that around. He will always come and visit me, whether I want him to or not. So I throw him out to the ocean. And I know, because he's magically, and I know he's going to appear back. Somehow he unties his own tentacles and he swims across and takes that desert train to Arizona. And I know he will be back. But by identifying and recognizing that, it helps me, because he is not serving a purpose for me. Sometimes they're when we're younger, and a lot of times they protect us, and it's like, no, you don't want to do that. You might get hurt. So what you can do is, when you have that idea, sometimes they're great ideas, sometimes it's just a little idea. It's just some idea, and you have that negative voice, the negative thinker, the saboteur that's just there telling you what you can't do. So a nice little exercise is you just say, thank you, octopus. You can name it as well. Thank you so much for helping me all of these years, but you're not serving me well anymore. And so I'm just going to tie you up and throw you out to sea so I can become who I want to be. And by acknowledging and recognizing that, you're taking control back of your own life. You are the one that now, your inner voice that says, yes, I can do this grandiose goal. I can do this. I can go back to school. I can work. I can take care of my children. I can do my gardening. I can do whatever I want to do. Because you've identified that saboteur that's trying to suck the life out of you, telling you what that you can't do. You've just identified, you've labeled, and you know what you can do. Identify those triggers so that so they will not be a big part of your life anymore, and take that out of you. And you may be asking, why are we talking about this today? Well, remember, we are doing a 10-day challenge. And anytime you put forth effort to make change, to become better than you are, to do something more, that is when those saboteurs are most present, because they want you just to be happy. They want you just to be content. Status quo, just where it is. They don't want you do more, because maybe what if you get hurt? Well, what if you don't? What if you miss out on so much because you're so worried about the little saboteurs telling you what you can't do? They're there to intentionally to protect you, but darn it, they don't need to be there, because you are so much more than where you are right now. And so by identifying that and understanding it as we go through the next days of our challenge, you need to be aware that those saboteurs are going to come and say, oh, this isn't good. It's not going to help you. Who are you kidding? What are you thinking? So recognizing, identifying your saboteur so that you can move forward the way that you want to do, that you can start living the life the way that you want to do and have all that fulfillment and joy that's within there. So my homework assignment for you today is, guess what? You got it. You get to identify and name your saboteur. And then I want you to come up with something that works for you to help you get rid of that. Sometimes you can pretend it's some music that it's so loud on the radio, and then you can just say, no, I'm just going to turn you down today. You can turn the volume down on the music so that you can't hear him. I have one client, and theirs is the Grim Reaper. And so she pretends that she's at Fenway Park, and she just hits him out of the park. It's a home run out of the park to get rid of him at that moment. So it's important to identify that and then recognize when it's there and tell him goodbye. Say, see ya, you're not helping me. A great phrase is, you're not serving me well, so I'm going to move forward. And that is something that can help you, especially as we go on this next journey. Continue this journey on so that you can be all that you want to be. So homework assignment, identify and name your saboteur, and then come up with an action, what you can do to help get rid of that. I would love to hear some of the names of your saboteurs and what they are and how they represent. Remember, there's no wrong answers. It's whatever is right for you. So I'm excited to hear results of your homework. Until next time, we'll see you then. Have a nice day.